Okay guys, so we have seen the utility of a pen, we have seen tactical pens, we have seen Couboutins. In exactly that same modality, we get into the domain of flashlights. I have here in my hand a $1 flashlight from the dollar store. Not particularly durable. If I throw it on the ground, the lens will probably come out, as it has before. It's got a little touch action button on the back here, and we're probably looking at a flashlight that is in the vicinity of about 40 lumens, which is a measurement of brightness. But even this, if used as a striking aid, will usually protrude from the hand sufficiently that it allows me to go back into that hammer fist boxing, and now I have the added advantage of a little bit of a blinding light. Generally, when we're buying our flashlights, we want to look at what the casing's made out of, make sure it's durable. Durability is also defined by the lens itself and the light bulbs inside. These flashlights, we have boxes of them at the dojo. We use them all the time. They break very easily. But there is use. I mean, if there's nothing else, if that's all I have in my purse or my bag or my pocket, that's great. If you need 5 or 6 of them around the house, it's a good one. When we get into tactics like the so-called light bomb, which is opening the flashlight on the body and then throwing it into a darkened room just to create a distraction to move somewhere else, a $1 flashlight is the smallest of sacrifices. But in that same domain of flashlights, you can buy a host of flashlights getting into like $10 ranges at the hardware store. We get into also what are called tactical flashlights. So here I have one of the cheaper, more widely available ones by Innova. It's a titanium casing. It's waterproof, durable to 2,000 pounds of pressure, so you can drive your Jeep over it and you should be all right. And typically, in this case, it's an LED light, so we see it flashes green. And I believe this was about 60, 75 lumens, so it's getting significant for blinding you temporarily in the darkness. You'll usually have the ability to screw it to a point where the light doesn't work. That's one of the characteristics of a tactical flashlight. Screw it now to another point where the flashlight will engage on touch, and then screw it to a point where it stays on steady. Right, so that's some of the defining factors. Often, if I'm recommending buying a tactical flashlight, what I will recommend that you do, if you have my Genesis, which is a slightly larger model, you definitely want to look for those same features, the ability to have touch and not, but some of the other features is to have a beveled or limited profile, either with an octagonal faceting or sort of an arm, so that if you put it down, it doesn't roll away. Many of them are shaped like hexagon or octagon, so they don't roll, which if you're ever using it, you put it down quietly, it rolls away, it becomes a huge factor. Second thing you can look for is the actual scalloping on the end. Some of them are profoundly spiky. Again, if you're carrying it in a case, it's not a problem. It's going to be in your pocket or your coat. That becomes more of a factor because it'll shred through. This is quite soft to fabric, it won't snag it, but if you're sort of turning this on hard tissue, on skin, it's significantly painful. So it's a very good striking edge, extremely durable. They're always made out of reinforced steel. This is a simple incandescent light bulb, but now it's getting into a much higher level of brightness. Other factors that you look for, in this one it's a very simple acronym, LOST. So I have light, which would be, I'm going to put it off to the camera here, so I have my basic light. Next setting is off. Off means that no matter what I do, it doesn't light up accidentally. Then S is strobe. Strobe, when you have a strobe is a massively important feature for disturbing somebody's sense of equilibrium. And then finally T is touch, meaning that I can touch and I can turn it on. If you have a choice when you're looking for a tactical flashlight, getting something with a beveled edge, getting something with a high level of lumens, you get into the hundreds easily, or getting something with a strobe capacity is fantastic. Even if the flashlight doesn't provide you with the automatic strobing capacity, swinging it or moving it like this will still create that kind of a distraction. But if you just imagine using it with all of the same hammer fist techniques we were using, but then having that added advantage to flash in the eyes for a temporary second and get in there, huge effect. So tactical flashlight is something super easy to carry. It's unlikely to be attractive to a predator. So if it gets disarmed off you, unlike a knife or something a little bit more overtly vicious, people are unlikely to use it. Has tremendous effect just for blinding and creating a stun, allowing you to get away, which is hugely important. It's got a practical everyday use. It's amazing how many times when you have a flashlight on you, it comes in handy. It's very simple, and it's this particular one I think costs $65. It's a moderate investment, and it's great to have around. So if you're going to carry one, why not carry a good one?